I need some water. Certification.
Motion by Mr. Prisco. Do I hear a second? Second by Mr. O'Leary. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
DPW, okay, that's the last one.
Sunday entertainment license?
We did them all, yep.
Done.
We're all done. The only thing we have left is the DPW contract.
That's right. All right, we're moving right along with these. I'll take that one back.
Somebody signed twice. It looks like, Sean, you signed twice. It's okay. We have 6 members of the board on this one, that's all.
Just sign it.
Bob, I think you have to counsel him.
Just an emphatic.
It's like herding cats, Michael.
It really is. It's not easy being chairman of this board.
One doesn't sign
2, 3, 4. So,
Greg, you want to start the discussion on the
The contract
contract?
before the board this evening is ratification of the contract between the town and Teamsters Local 25, which represents the DPW employees. It's recommended that the board vote to ratify the contract for the period of July 1, 2010 through June 30th of 2011. And secondly, for the period of July 1, 2011 through June 30th of 2014. The settlement terms are similar to the other 6 labor agreements the board has previously ratified. The cost of living would be partial 1% increase for fiscal year 2011, and going forward, a 1% increase for fiscal year 2012, 3% increase for 2013, and a 2% increase for fiscal year 2014. I would ask the board to consider ratification.
you have to sign these here. Mr. Chairman, oh, you want me to read the motion first, or would you like to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Mr. Chairman, I move to ratify the contract between the town of North Reading and the North Reading DPW Teamsters Local 25 for the periods of July 1, 2010 to June 30th, 2011, and July 1st, 2011 to June 30th, 2014.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Any discussion? Mr. Prisco.
No, Mr.
Mr. O'Leary.
I will be supporting the motion before us with some reservations. There are a couple of specifics within the contract, which I had explained to the board members earlier, but the overall package is fair, and therefore I will be supporting it.
Thank you, Mr. O'Leary. Mr. Prisco?
I'm in support of it.
Well, I knew that.
Oh, okay.
I wondered if you wanted to make any comments, since
No,
you
sir.
sat
I'm just in
in
support of it.
negotiations with the union.
I would like to make just a couple quick comments. I want to thank the members of Local 25. They were very responsive. They were very committed to getting this wrapped up, and both sides, we had some give and take on both sides, and I really do appreciate their understanding of the town's financial situation, and they have definitely made some concessions. Our DPW employees have really stepped up to the plate on this contract, and I want to thank them for being so reasonable and understanding through the process.
Mr. Yule?
Yes, I want to echo Michael's sentiment. It was a very good experience of employees looking to resolve an issue in a very professional and precise manner. And I think that they're happy with the results of this. I think as this board in general is very pleased with the results. It's the conclusion of all of our contracts, and we're ready to move forward on many, many other things. And so, again, the DPW employees should feel good about this contract as we do. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else want to comment?
I just want to express my thank you to two board members that negotiated this, Mr. Prisco, Mr. Yule, along with the DPW Director, Mr. Cannavale, and the Town Administrator, Mr. Valiakonis. And in my review of this agreement, I believe it's a fair agreement. I appreciate the DPW Department stepping up to the plate, recognizing the current economic conditions that we're under, and giving up some long-term benefits that they had in their previous contract. And overall, I just appreciate both sides. I think this is what negotiation is about. Everyone walks away not completely happy, but satisfied. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. I'd just like to comment and thank all the board members and Mr. Balakonis and the department heads that negotiated not only this contract, but all of the other contracts, allowing us, this being the last, to have our contract settled for the next couple of years, 2.5 years. I think that's impressive under the circumstances, and it certainly will provide the town administrator with more time to focus on other town issues, since I know that it occupied a substantial amount of his time. So on the motion, all in favor?
Well, just one more, I do want to personally thank you, Dick, for stepping in many times through the process. He put a lot of time and effort in on this too, so I do want to
Okay, I
recognize
didn't
it.
mean to step over.
No, I know you didn't, but I just wanted to highlight it, because he did bring especially at the very end, pulling the last little bit of, especially the little administrative things. Dick played a major role in getting that done, so I want to send my thank yous to him. Okay, on the motion.
On the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? Thank you, Dick.
And you want us to sign this?
Yes, I've already signed it. The board members need to endorse where the lines are for the town. I believe it's on the, yes. You can sign whichever line you want.
Was that this one?
Yeah, just that last page.
We on for town administrator's report now, Greg?
Yes. Good night, Dick.
Merry Christmas.
Good night.
Merry Christmas, Dick.
Brief report this evening. I am in the process of reorganizing the information technology department to be under the finance department. It's my view that the system administrator, who is the department head in the IT department, will be reporting to the finance director, will provide for greater day-to-day oversight in achieving the town's technology initiatives. The major initiatives that we have for the next fiscal year involve completion of the Munis program and migrating to the budget module of Munis. And the second major initiative that we have is implementation and developing funding for the Laserfish document management system. And I've spoken with Elizabeth, and it's something that we need to do. So I'm moving forward in doing that, and spoken with Eugene and with Elizabeth, and we'll begin that process beginning on January 1st in the next couple weeks. The other item that I have is just a copy of the 2013 budget calendar for your review. Please note that the date for the Board of Selectmen Finance Committee budget kickoff session, which is on a Saturday, is tentatively set for March 3rd, and I would ask you to check your calendars. That's consistent with the dates that we had last year when I went back and I looked at the calendar. That's what we had. And then there's one further change from the calendar that's here. The annual town meeting warrant would close and warrant articles will be due on March 19th of 2012. That's consistent with the town clerk's efforts to catch up on the amendments to the charter and the bylaws that relates to the June town meeting. So I would ask again for you to look at the March 3rd date and determine whether that's appropriate, and if it is, we'll go ahead and book that for our budget meetings. Me too. Thank you.
Anybody else?
This,
It's on the wrong page.
It's okay, Bob.
Across.
Now you're a member of the local
Right.
25.
Right.
Congratulations.
I signed both pages.
Dues paying member?
Dude's made member.
It's like a lobster,
Do it
it's
again.
like a lobster trap. Once you get in, you can't get out.
It's gotta be taken out automatically, right out of your pay.
Great, that's, starts in
Not
the
gonna get a
morning?
lot for
Is
my
that
pay.
what-
Yeah,
Yeah.
we start at 8 o'clock in the
8
morning.
o'clock, thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Before we do that, I wasn't sure if you were gonna bring it up, Greg. Our next meeting,
We actually listed it under old and new business.
Okay.
There are holiday conflicts for the first and third meetings in January, Mondays. Chairman had suggested we meet on the second and fourth dates in January.
That works for
the
everybody.
9th and the 23rd would
Right,
be the
it
specific
turns
dates.
out there's 5 Mondays, so it works out well.
Yeah.
Works out pretty well.
Is everybody okay with that?
I believe that works.
seems to be.
Any word, Sean, on meeting with the state?
No definitive word. I actually got an email while I was here this evening from the OPM asking me what's the last date the meeting could take place in order for us to schedule a special Board of Selectmen meeting if it doesn't fit with our schedule, either late this month or early next month. So he's waiting for my response. And what Bob was asking me about, the schematic design was submitted on a week ago Friday to the MSBA. The next step in the process is supposed to be a project scope and budget review. And originally, we were told tentatively that was to occur in December, but then the MSBA got back to the OPM and said it's not going to happen until January because of the workload. They have a whole list of projects that they need to address in December, and ours didn't fall into that timeframe. So, the OPM has expressed the need for this community to move forward, in terms of their projected schedule when this project is going to kick off, if it does pass, and also the need to obviously schedule special town meeting and special election. So they requested MSBA to reconsider, get us into a December calendar, or early in January as possible. We've also traded messages with Representative Jones, who was going to place a call to see if it was possible to get us moved up in their agenda. So right now, I don't have an answer as to what that date's going to be, but that's where we are in the process at the present time. So I have no answer.
I had suggested to the building committee, and Sean and I have talked about this, is they take a look at the entire calendar, assuming 120 days from the 25th of January, if that date holds up. And based on the parameters that they needed 35-day lead time for the time the Board of Selectmen voted to put it on the ballot before you could have the ballot question, and identify those particular dates, and to have that information available. In other words, let us know what they feel are the best opportunities for scheduling that fit those parameters. And I don't know if that's been done
Not
yet.
We
necessarily,
have a meeting tomorrow evening.
not necessarily one single recommended date.
No.
A series of dates.
Series of, what are the windows that, skirt around the February school vacation, which is about 3 weeks span when you think about people going early and coming back late. And then there's the state primary, and then there's consideration of the town clerk in terms of being able to do 2 elections or
Three
2 town
elections, and
meetings.
three
right?
elections, and three elections is a town meeting in 2 months.
So, I thought that the best thing to do is to kind of lay out the calendar and see what are the best dates. They could do that now, and then at least, they can determine, what they want to do in terms of allowing enough lead time to sell the project, and perhaps still have time